Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Shelley. I teach second grade in Northern California, and what a whirlwind the beginning of school has been. We have had some insane things happen here in the last couple of weeks. That is why I have not been here. My goal for this video is to catch you up to speed, let you know all of the craziness that has been going on, and then just walk you through a hopefully normal Friday here in second grade. Okay, so the last 2/3 weeks have involved things like dry rot, moving out of our classroom, a new aide, a new student, one kid in the ER, one kid in urgent care, COVID. I mean, like, all the things you could possibly imagine, I feel like have happened to us in the last 2 to 3 weeks. But before we get into all of that in the rest of our Friday, I'm so excited to share with you today's sponsor for this video because I genuinely feel like this app helps everybody, but especially teachers. So today's sponsor is an app called Fetch Rewards, and essentially this app turns all the money that you spend out in the world into points, and you can redeem these points for gift cards. Now this is amazing for us teachers for a lot of reasons, but the two main ones that I can think of is one, for some reason, I'm always spending money, Amazon, Target, on all the things. And two, we're always looking for ways to save money because let's face it, we don't make enough of it. So how it works is when you go out into the world and you spend money at all of our favorite places, you either scan your paper receipt into the app and then it converts it to points, and then you save up your points and you can redeem your points for gift cards. And there are hundreds of different gift cards to choose from, Visa, Amazon, so many, which is like incredible because like I said, we're already spending our money anyway, so why not turn the money we're already spending into gift cards? It's so incredibly easy, and I'm gonna show you here just a minute how easy it is. And then on top of that, if you scroll through the app, you'll see all kinds of different rewards. If you spend X amount of dollars here, you'll get this amount of points. And again, it's money that we're already spending anyway, especially this beginning of school year time. I have tons of receipts I'm so happy that I saved because we're spending money on supplies and snacks and all of the things. So if you have those receipts, you can scan them into the app and turn them into points. And the best part about it is they gave me a link for you. I will have it linked down below as well as a code right here that if you put in when you sign up for the app, you'll immediately get 5,000 rewards points. So you're already off to a great start. I will have everything linked down below. If you guys already use it or you download it and you love it, please let me know. I love, love, love sharing things with you guys that I know you're going to like, but then I also love hearing how much you truly love it. Okay, let's get back to our day. It is currently 8:27. The kids come at 8:55. Before we even talk about today, I'm gonna sit down and fill you in on the dumpster fire that has been this school year so far. That's a little bit negative, but you know what I mean. Okay, always starting off with the positives. My kids are incredible. This group of students, I already love them so much. It is nothing about the kids. They are fabulous. Some other positives. When we got kicked out of our classroom, we were fortunate enough to have a space. I am very aware that not everybody in the world and even in this country would have had a space to learn. So I need to make that very clear before I start my rant. However, let's backtrack a couple weeks. We were in our classroom for about 10 days, and then my janitor came in one morning and said, hey, they found a huge leak under your sink from the water heater, and it's dry rot, like we need to get you out so we can fix this. And I'm thinking, not ideal, but like, still what, we'll be displaced for a couple days, they'll come in, they'll fix it, whatever. 2 days turned into almost 3 weeks because they wanted to make sure that there wasn't any mold, so they had to collect a sample, send it off to the lab, make sure that it was negative, and then start the work, right? So before they knew if it was mold or not, we needed to stay in there for safety, which obviously makes sense. They send it off, week goes by, they finally get it back, it's not mold, and then, which is great, and then we had to wait for construction. Another week goes by and they never came in my room. And now I'm starting to be like, okay, what's going on? We need our space. I couldn't roll out centers and just like all the things that you do in the beginning of the year with like community. And I really like spend a lot of time making sure the kids feel like the space is theirs, so on and so forth. Another week goes by, no construction happens. And we're going into our 3rd week. And mind you, every day I'm hearing, oh, tomorrow we can move back in. Tomorrow we're moving back in. Tomorrow we're moving back in. And I'm like, so we start this. We come back on Tuesday after Labor Day and I was told they're coming today to fix it. Wednesday, they're coming today to fix it. Finally, on Wednesday, My principal comes in at about 11:45 and goes, good news, you can move back into your room. Lunch is at 12:20. And I'm thinking, can we move right now? And he was like, yep. So we just rounded everything up. Mind you, I took like half my classroom to the library. The kids were awesome. They moved everything back into my room. But we had lunch at 12:20. So we moved everything back in, kind of got settled-ish, and then they went to lunch. Well, that was also a day that I had to take a half day because let's take a turn to my personal life. Both of my kids got this really gnarly virus. This is things I've found out since all this happened. They apparently got this gnarly virus, and in my oldest, it manifested in vomiting. So that started the weekend prior, on and off. And then in my youngest, he gets ear infections a lot, and his manifested in like another gnarly ear infection after just getting off antibiotics. So on Tuesday, my husband took the day off. So Wednesday, I said, okay, I'll take a half day. That way you can go to work. Well, I get home so he can go to work. The little one is still screaming bloody murder, but my oldest one now is vomiting so much that he literally cannot keep anything down. He's white, he's super lethargic, and I said, I'm taking him to the ER. We gotta get fluids in him. So then I was in the ER all day on Wednesday. The night prior, I had been at urgent care with my littlest to find out he was having another ear infection. So all of this is happening this week. Today's Friday. So then yesterday I get here super early because the classroom's a disaster. It's still kind of a disaster. I'm trying to clean everything up, make a big pile in my floor. And all of a sudden on the intercom, teachers, we need to let the kids in a half an hour early because of the smoke outside. Fabulous! Couldn't make any copies. And Mrs. Coates, you're getting a brand new student. Great, had no clue. And you're getting a new aide. All yesterday. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I am about to lose my mind. All of this is happening. But we just rolled with it. Turns out I actually get to keep my old aide, which is helpful because I don't have to train somebody new. So it's just been a week to say the least, but these are the things that I love sharing with you guys. One, not to like be so negative, because when you pull back the curtain on teaching, on social media of teaching, this is real life. Like crazy happens and we just have to roll with it. We're expected to be flexible. And what else are you gonna do? Curl up in the ball in the corner and cry? So it's Friday. Now that that's all out in the open, I have about 25 minutes to get my day organized. Let me kind of show you our room. I was able to put most of the things away from our library move, but my desk right here, or my small group table, is an absolute disaster, and I'm just not very organized right now, and it's making me like, ugh, you guys know I like to be organized, and I'm not feeling on it. So, okay. So, let me kind of show you our room. This is all fine. This is my area of just like my piles are starting to form. Like I need to file all of this. I need to grade some things. I'm gonna have my aide today make my new student files. You know, just like, it's just like, meh. All these books, I need to get labeled, which I can have my aide do. I just haven't gotten around to printing the labels. So that's on my list of things to do. All of their book boxes keep falling over because their phonics books are so stinking heavy. So I'm gonna actually have them take these out today and find a new place to store those. But before I get all this dialed, I need to lock in our day. So I will be back. Okay, our day is settled and ready. I will say being in my classroom feels so good.
Good morning.
Everything has a place and I know where everything is and I can just put it down and it's so nice. So that's all finished. So we are ready to rock for today. I have to go make some copies. But before I do, kids are just always watching me film. I'm gonna show you our schedule. You can read, so I'm not gonna get too in depth about any of this. Our centers today, we haven't rolled out our real centers. We're doing that next week. So today we're doing computers, read to self, and a directed drawing, and then reading assessment. Second step is our SEL program, and then we have a birthday. So there's our schedule for today. So it's actually the end of the day, but that's okay. Where I live in Northern California, there's always, not always, but there's oftentimes fires that happen this time of year. It's too smoky, we couldn't go outside. So they ate lunch in here, they had recess in here, so I literally didn't have one moment to myself because prep is also in here, so I couldn't really film. But I want to show you kind of like all the things we did this week and catch you up to speed on like where we're at this point in the year through all the subjects. So let's do that now. Okay, well, let's just show you this. I was able to clear off, obviously, the spaces. Oh boy, where do we even start? Well, why don't we start here? This is what we've done in science. We're talking all about landforms. So with this lesson, I used a GLAD strategy. I had a PowerPoint going of a read aloud with all of the different landforms. And I wrote these out prior to, and then I gave them to the kids. Not everyone got one, but that's okay. And then as I read the story, if they heard their word, they came up and they put it up on our poster. And then we've been referencing this all throughout science. On Monday, we're actually gonna be making some landforms out of clay. So there's science. And then for math, we just started skip counting, and skip counting can be really hard for some kids. So I love to use hundreds charts, and then we color the patterns. Right now, we're doing skip counting by twos. We're actually gonna stop at 2 digits though, go to skip counting by fives and then tens, and then come back to 3-digit numbers. So this chart has 1 through 100 on one side and then 101 through 200 on the other side. So today, we colored in the skip counting by twos. We found all the patterns that they're even, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, all the things. So we colored, and then we sat in a circle and we played the skip count game, which basically I start at 0 and we skip count 1 kid at a time. If they needed to, they could use this as a support, and if it landed on 100, they got an Eagle ticket. So it's just a fun way to practice, start hearing that pattern more often. And if you don't know, I teach my math in 2 groups. And that way I can differentiate. So my group that's a little bit lower was still able to do this, and my group that was higher, we did this, we played the skip count game, and then on whiteboards, I wrote a pattern and left out 2 numbers, and they had to figure out the numbers that were missing. So that is what we did in math today and kind of throughout the week. Let's see. I haven't been able to roll out my reading centers, but we're starting next week. I have a whole video, I will link it up here, on how I run my ELA centers. We are tweaking them a tiny bit, and when I vlog next week, I will show you exactly what that looks like. I'm really excited to finally be able to start doing these things now that I'm back in my classroom. So in ELA, we've been doing Rooted in Reading, which I've showed you before. Our book this week was When I Was Young in the Mountains. We talked all about setting. We did our daily deep dive notebooks. We had some nonfiction passages. Our school subscribes to Scholastic News. I don't know if you have that option, but if you do, you should absolutely do it. I'll show you what they look like. Okay, so there are these nonfiction articles. They're just like 2-pagers. I have the kids partner read them, and then they fill out the back. And then there is an assessment that goes with each of our weekly articles that they do during center time. And this is a great way to collect data for nonfiction, and whatever the topics are, the kids usually like. So they're engaged, which is awesome. So kind of a win-win. The one we did this week wasn't my favorite, but elephants are my favorite, so I'm really excited about next week. I guess here's kind of a sneak peek on what our centers are going to look like. I have to change some of these around. I'm hoping to start math centers not next week, but the week after. This is a really cute project that we did. First of all, one of my kiddos made me this when she was out with COVID. So stinking cute. Basically, you take their name, or they take their name, and they write 1 letter in each box. And then really, you're supposed to color each letter the same so you can see a pattern. But I just kind of let them go to town because we had had kind of a stressful week and they needed a creative outlet. So I was really not picky. But if you want to do it the right way, they just, it's going to kind of look like this if they do it the right way. There'll be some sort of a pattern. So that was really cute. We call these our name quilts. We started our Fact Fluency Challenge. I will link these down below. Once they pass a Fact Fluency, they get to initial this, which was really cute because they got more excited about that today, because today we actually got to initial them, even though it's been a few weeks since we haven't been in here. I won this week. Let's talk about this because I always get questions. Mrs. Coates for 2nd graders. I mainly use this. I've kind of tweaked it since I first talked about it. I get points, they get points. The main thing that applies to is my doorbell. I'm not a big fan of attention getters, like the call and response ones. They're just not really my personality. And this is way easier. These are on Amazon, they're everywhere. And that chime is like 5 seconds, so they know when that chime ends, they are frozen with their hands on their head, silent. If everyone does that, they get a point. If not, I get a point. And if they win at the end of the week, we have this system over here. I have sticks down here. They pull a stick, R5, and then they bubble it in. And once they get the whole letter, they win one of these prizes. My team teacher gave this to me. I don't know where it's from, but you could easily make something very similar. And so far it's been working really well. Honestly, I'm just so glad to be back in the classroom. All of my colleagues, every time they see me, they're like, are you back? I'm so happy for you. And I'm like, I know, right? But like I said, I'm fortunate that we had a place to do our learning, even though it wasn't the most ideal. Let's see, I feel like I keep saying because I'm just like, what else can I show you? Let's do this. If you have any specific questions about things that you've seen maybe that I didn't touch on, let me know down below. And then when I vlog next week, I will make sure to dive deeper into those things. Normally what I like to do is, as the day rolls out, reflect on each activity, because that's just how my brain operates. So let me know if you like that style of vlog. If you have not already, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, click the little bell notification so you don't miss any other videos. Have you started school yet? I imagine everyone has started by now. If you have, let me know how your year has been going. Other than that, I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.